Stephen Hinkie is here from DAP Health to tell us about this year's Desert AIDS Walk. And you're preparing for a big event this year. It's an important year.
It's an important year, Patrick, because, this year we chose the theme Walk Out Loud because there are rights and access to healthcare being challenged all across our country. From the Supreme Court's decision with Roe v. Wade to what's happening in Florida with Don't Say Gay, to what's happening in Texas with challenging parents' rights to provide care for their transgender children. This is a year where we're asking people to use their voices and their feet to advocate for health equity and to really stand up for what's important to them.
So talk a little bit about what will be taking place at the event, because again, you always make it fun for the participants.
Yeah. Well, the first thing is the participants get a really cool t-shirt and Walk Out Loud with these great colors on it.
Yeah.
And so that's cool. If you can imagine a whole park filled with that. But we start the day early at 7:30 in Ruth Hardy Park, and it's going to be so many activities for families and for kids. There's a kids activity zone. There's going to be a dunk tank where you can dunk some of your favorite people in the city to raise money. We're going to have a memory wall, as always, for people that have lost someone because of HIV/AIDS to remember that person. But we're also going to have the Valley's largest postcard about health equity, and we're going to let people write their messages to Washington on that postcard, and then we're going to fold it up and we're going to mail it off to make sure that folks in Washington hear the message of why healthcare access is important to this community.
And you all are on the front lines of that healthcare access and making sure that there is equity throughout the Coachella Valley.
That's right.
And throughout the community. You have clinics at both ends of the valley to help provide these services.
Yeah, I mean, this walk funds comprehensive care for over 10,000 of our neighbors who get care at the clinics in Palm Springs and at the new sexual wellness clinic in Indio that is reaching, that's a 30-mile swath in between. Yeah. And so in terms of access, both clinics are providing free and affordable health care, but the geography, right? You can imagine if you're working an hourly job, you don't have the time to drive to Palm Springs. Now it's easier than ever before to access that care in Indio.
Really important work, and again, the walk will fund that. I'm curious, I think that here in the Coachella Valley, we are aware that HIV and AIDS is still at times at crisis level, but something that we still need to be very concerned about. But I think because it has become something of a treatable disease, and maybe people need to be more aware that it is still something that we are battling.
Yeah, it has downtrended a little bit, but that's because of organizations like DAP Health that have frontline team members in community health going out and reaching the community where they are with information, education, access to PrEP and PEP that prevent the transmission of HIV, free at-home HIV tests that are mailed to folks who may not be able to get out of their house, and so much more, right? So prevention, education on one side, and then on the other side, we are still seeing patients test positive for HIV that need comprehensive and specialty care. And then on the other side, a very large group of individuals that continue to live with and age with HIV that will require specialty care for the rest of their lives.
Well, all of this will be helped through your efforts if you participate in the Desert AIDS Walk on October the 29th. It takes place at Ruth Hardy Park. You may go to daphealth.org to get all the information to sign up, put a team together, get out, and walk out loud this year. Thank you so much for being here, Steve.
Thank you, Patrick.